Hello my crafty friends, it's Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations, and today we're going to do a fun Distress Oxide ink smooshing card. So I am using the Brutus Monroe Love You Floral stamp set, and I am going to use this big floral image that's the main focus of this stamp set with some great sentiments. So I am using some Canson watercolor paper, and I'm putting this in my mini Misty. And I'm going to stamp this down with Versamark ink, and I am going to stamp it a couple of times, and then I'm going to heat emboss with Brutus Monroe Alabaster white embossing powder. So I skipped showing you the heating of the embossing powder. We do that a lot, so I just cut that step out. I did ink this up twice, and I did treat the paper with my anti-static powder tool. So then once I have this with a really good impression, I am going to let it cool for a minute, because if you try to do anything with it while it's still hot, you will smear your embossing powder. You wonder how I know that? Yeah, you guessed it. I've done that. Stuck my finger in it the other day and it was still warm. Of course, that was because I was dropping the paper, but needless to say, I managed to salvage it, but yes, it can happen. So let it cool for a little bit. And then I'm going to take some Distress Oxides in Shaded Lilac, Seedless Preserves, Picked Raspberry, and Peacock Feathers. And I'm going to take a piece of acetate, which has been used for this many times, so it's kind of grungy, but it makes it easier to find on your table if it's a little bit dirty, because if it is clear, I've been known to lose the acetate piece. So you just smush it down, and then I'm going to take my Distress water sprayer, give it a few sprays, and then I'm going to flip it over and just press it against this. And so the heat embossed areas resist it, but yet this ink fills in all the nooks and crannies. So I'm just going to wipe off my acetate in between and just use these 4 colors until I get it to be a combination I like. You could use any color combination. You could use any stamp set that you want. If you like florals, if you like anything, any image that you enjoy, you could make and make this technique work for. So like I said, I'm gonna do a few times because I went and covered up all of the Shaded Lilac after I added the next 2 colors, and I was like, well, if I want that to show up, I better do it again. So that is the beauty of the Distress Oxide inks. You can layer them on top of each other and they will show. So I added it towards the end so that I didn't lose all of that. I did do a previous version of this card this past weekend, because I don't know about you, but I'm staying home on the weekends because while I'm an essential employee, I do have the weekends off, and my rear end doesn't go anywhere, so I am at my craft table. And on my other version, I did at the end of it take some of the Lawn Fawn glitter. Oh, yeah, my words. I'm not going to remember the name of it, but they have a little bottle which is just so shimmery, and I coated my entire panel with that. So that's another option. If you want to jazz it up a little bit, you can add this glitter to it. Hold on, now it's going to drive me crazy. I want to know what it's called. And will I be able to find it in a quick amount of time? No, of course not, because why would I? So the sentiment that I am using is from another Brutus Monroe stamp set, which is Sharon's script, and it's Happy Birthday. Liquid Stardust from Lawn Fawn. That's what I used on my previous card. So I'm also heat embossing this sentiment on a pink piece of cardstock that I had in my stash. I think it came with a Simon Says stamp card kit. And so I'm going to get that heat embossed, get that all smooth and melted, and then I am going to put some foam tape on the back of this, make a fishtail banner first on one end, trim off the excess off the side, and that card's done. So I hope you like this technique. It gives you a fun, messy look, because I don't know about you, but I'm not a big fan of coloring in images. I'm slow and I'm not that good at it. So I prefer this ink smooshing way that gives you kind of this random everyone turns out differently. So give it a try. If you have any projects that you'd like to see on my channel, feel free to drop me a message. I hope that you're all staying safe at this crazy time in the world. And as always, I hope that you're having a great day.